Hey guys, welcome back tonight. I hope you had a really great day trading today. So today was Thursday, January 16th, and I did not make a video last night. So let's go over what happened ever since CPI on Wednesday morning. So this is SPY, and on Wednesday, after the CPI reading, we did see a gap up all the way to the top of the implied move, which was at 590. And basically, we saw a bounce on the 4-hour 200 moving average. With that gap up, we got above the 35 EMA, above the 30-minute 200 moving average. We took it all the way to the top of the implied move, which means we gapped up over this down gap as well. So now we have a green gap and a red gap. So a new overlapping gap to fill at some point. And we did see support on the 30-minute 200 moving average and resistance at the 50-day moving average. So big move up after CPI, and so far we are holding above that 30-minute 200 moving average. This 35 EMA came up and crossed above the 30-minute 200 moving average. That is an initial bullish signal, but we are going to need to see a follow through. We did see a red signal line here and Stupid Willie, so this could curl back down. And we are really near the top of the implied move. At the very beginning of the week, I did make a chart with a 5-day expected move, and this is the chart right here. I'm going to play that out, and we are at the very top of the expected move for the week. So 592 was the top of the implied move from the beginning of the week, and we are sitting right on top of that with the 50-day moving average as resistance. So then SPX, we did see the same thing over here. We did gap up after CPI, and we gapped up above the 35 EMA. We bounced on the 4-hour 200 moving average. And then when we gapped up, we actually gapped right into the middle of this down gap. In SPY, we got above it, but in SPX, we gapped right into the middle and pushed up. We got above the 30-minute 200 moving average, and then we did see that level as support and the 50-day moving average as resistance. Here, the 35 EMA also came up and above the 30-minute 200 moving average. That is an initial bullish signal, but we will need to see a follow through. And if we do zoom back a little bit here, we could see that when we broke underneath the 30-minute 200 moving average right here, that is when we dropped. So we've had that 35 EMA trading underneath the 30-minute 200 moving average this entire time, and today it did cross back up. That is a bullish signal, but we are getting resistance here at the 50-day moving average, and we also have a red signal line down below on Stupid Willie. So intense stuff going on right here. SPY did close down today 0.19%, SPX down 0.21%, VIX up 3%. And we did close within the expected move. It doesn't look like it from this chart, but that's because I didn't make a video last night. But definitely with a 0.2% move, we would have closed within the implied move today. And if you don't know how to calculate the expected move, I do have a really short tutorial. If you go to my main page, click playlists, tutorials, there's a really quick 3 or 4 minute tutorial on how to calculate the expected move on any contract. So go check that out, especially now since I'm not making videos every single night. I'm gonna try and get back to making videos each night, but right now my schedule is an absolute disaster and I just haven't been getting to it. So if you need to know how to calculate expected move, go check out my tutorial. And then taking it over to QQQ, we did open after CPI with a gap up, and we gapped back up to the 50-day moving average. And we did see that as support. We did completely close out this gap right here. That's the down gap from last Friday. And you can't quite see the wick right here, but we did close that gap out completely and then get back above the 50-day moving average right here. On Wednesday after CPI, we did gap completely above the implied move. And if you guys recall what happens every time, almost every time we gap up to the top of the implied move, we push up, we squeeze higher on the day, but then you could see the very next day we dropped back into the expected move here. And today we did close underneath the 50-day moving average again. Now we did see an oversold signal here. So this 50-day moving average, 35 EMA combo right here could catch us. This could act as a support and we could reclaim that 50-day moving average. The momentum on that 50-day moving average is still pointing up, so it could give us just enough of a springboard to move higher and maybe take it to this downtrend line right here. So QQQ today did close down 0.7%, VXN up 1.66%, and down 0.7%. That would have definitely closed us within the implied move on the day. Again, no video last night, so I can't prove that, but the expected move is somewhere around 1.5%, so we would have closed within the implied move today. IWM after CPI opened with a gap up as well. We did take it all the way to the top of the expected move at 225, and you could see 225 was resistance ever since then. And 225, very significant level. Right here resistance, right here resistance, but let's take it to the 1-year chart right here, and you could see that 225 is right here. And we did see resistance in a lot of places here. So resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. Then we saw the election gap and it did flip to support, but then we did push up, make new all-time highs, and when we dropped back down, 225 has been reclaimed as resistance. And ever since we gapped up today, or Wednesday, we have seen that level as resistance. Now again, this is on the 1-day time frame. You could see that we did bounce on the 200-day moving average, and from this view you could see that we are still in an uptrend here, and the 200-day moving average could definitely catch us here. But now that we did reclaim that 225 level as resistance, and this 35 EMA, that combo right here, could push us back down to retest that 200-day moving average. We do still have a red signal line down here, so don't rule out that 225 level as a really strong resistance. And IWM today did close green. We did close up 0.2%. RVX closed down 2%, and we did close within the implied move. We did also see a shift down here on the 30-minute time frame. We do have a red signal line right here. So keep that in mind as we might retest this 30-minute 200 moving average. And we do have an island gap with this down gap right here and that up gap right here. So that would definitely be a target to retest. All right, and then lastly, we have DIA. DIA had the biggest up move compared to the expected move for the week. So the expected move for the week was 414 to 425, and we took that out with the PPI right here, and then CPI gapped us up completely above that level. So we gapped up after CPI. We got above the 30-minute 200 moving average, and you can see that 35 EMA cross back up, gave us a bullish signal, and we took it all the way up to 433, and 433 is a resistance level. We saw resistance over here, and I do believe even if we took it further back, let's go on the 1-day time frame. So where is that right here? So 433 resistance here. Prior to that, we did see a bit of support right here in the election gap. The week following the election right here, we did see that as a support. Before that, we could see it right here as a resistance. So right before the election, 433 was a resistance level. Then it did catch us, and then it has been reclaimed as a resistance. Right here, we did gap up to it, and we are seeing resistance at that level. So make note of 433. We do also have the 1 hour 200 moving average right here with that 433 level. That is significant. All right, so DIA did have a big up week so far, and we did close down today 0.16%. We're just short of the 50-day moving average here, and we did get a red signal line. So that could pull us back closer to the expected move, maybe down to that 30-minute 200 moving average if that red signal line plays out. And again, we're really close to that 50-day moving average, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do try and swing towards it to get above it to close the week, but also just be aware of that red signal line that could pull us lower to retest that 30-minute 200 moving average. All right, so that was a recap of the past 2 days after CPI. Tomorrow is Friday. Let's go check out tomorrow's levels. All right, guys, I know I literally just said let's go check out tomorrow's levels, but I am going to bed. I am tired. So go check out that tutorial on how to calculate the expected move. Keep an eye out for the 50-day moving averages across the board. We do have a 3-day weekend, so there's no trading on Monday. So that gives you an extra day of theta burn if you are selling premium out next week. So have fun tomorrow, trade safe, make sure you take profits when you're up, and I will see you guys on Monday night.